Hello, hello.
Hi guys, hello, happy new year. Let me get my hair done. Yes. Oh my god, it was just such a mess right now. It looks like I came out of a tornado. Okay, so you don't mind us. I don't know what's going around in El Paso, but it isn't COVID because, as you know, we had COVID in 2021, and that wasn't too long ago. I don't know if it's like a cold going on, but Edgar went down a couple of days ago, and now I feel like he's passing it over to me.
Not quite down. It's just
You were down. You were down.
Right? Hey guys, happy New Year! Happy New Year!
Yes. This is our first podcast of 2022, and we thought we'd come in with a bang with you guys. And of course, we got rid of 2021. We got rid of bad habits. Good, we installed good habits, and we came across some good new relationships, new milestones in our lives, and we just wanted to stop in and say hello to you, right? We want to say hello to you, and we want to know how you're doing. We want to know, so feel free to comment, give me some thumbs up, some hearts. Our hearts go out to you within this happy new year of 2022. So Edgar, tell us a little bit. I mean, straight into New Year's, as you saw that we were in the snow. I thought he got cold because we were playing in the snow.
That's what it was. Yeah. But, again, Happy New Year, guys. Great time. It's always that one or that time of year, right, where everybody just tends to go. They want to get a restart, a refresh, and for us and as everybody else, it's never. It's new. I mean, it's not new. It's something that goes on every year. So I'm hoping to hear. Want to see you guys comment, join here with us with some of your maybe New Year's resolutions has been or what your goals are. Not just in business, guys, but just in general. But like Jackie said, we're happy to be kicking off our first show of this beautiful 2022. And how you doing?
I'm doing great. If you all notice, I love to be on these type of podcasts or on these shows because I just love to hear from you guys, or just the support that you guys give us, and maybe give some type of value to you, your family, or your business, and so that you guys can focus on that and maybe get something going first quarter of this year.
Yeah.
So again, post in your comments. I want to know your New Year's resolution. Is it us like we always do? Are losing weight? I know I have to lose about 10 pounds because I ate too many tamales and I drink too much champurrado. And I ate your mom's pozole like twice. So there.
And don't forget, you also have the other pozole too.
Which one?
Azalea's.
Oh, Azalea's pozole. So thank you for that. Taking it to Riadoso, and we did eat quite a bit, and we celebrated with family and friends. So that I know is a New Year's resolution for everybody, is in health, losing weight, right?
Like you said to start off, hey, nobody's talking about the old stuff anymore. Let's move on from that. No matter what you did before, it's a new year. What are we doing now? Because is New Year's resolution really a thing? Do you have one, or
this year? New Year's resolution, I really didn't come up with a New Year's resolution.
Because I started thinking about it the other day, because I forgot what podcast I was on hearing it, and they're talking about, do you have a New Year's resolution? I really don't. I just say, these are my goals for this year, and it's been actually amazing. You go through Facebook and stuff like that, and in our industry, which is real estate, just kudos to all these great, phenomenal agents out there, out here in El Paso, and I'm sure in other big cities and other parts of the globe for their great accomplishments this year.
You know what? Let's give a round of applause. Honestly, this is to my real estate colleagues out there. I don't mean to.
No, you always cut in, but anyway.
Because these 2 years were a devastating year with COVID, and you cannot sit here and tell me that nothing was new. That you were experienced in this type of pandemic as a real estate agent.
Yeah,
no way.
And it's been crazy. It's been hectic. For seems like forever now. It's just always constantly changing. We're having to find different things. But kudos to everyone. Again, some great accomplishments. One of the coolest things that I was thinking about, especially yesterday, as I'm kind of gathering all my thoughts, putting things in play for for this year, how I'm going to really drive that engine was, maybe it's not my New Year's resolution that I really wanted to focus on, but we're on some of the stuff, right? Everybody at the beginning of the year, or at the end of the year, actually the beginning of the year, you always write goals or things that you want to have accomplished. And I could tell you guys, or what do you call it, bucket list, right? And for us, I mean, it seemed like so far away that we said I would love to be in Costa Rica, right? And never in a million years thought that would be somewhere we go right away, but it got accomplished this year. I don't know.
It was very spontaneous, so that was not ever imagined. So I don't know how we ended up there, but by God's blessings, we did with family, and that was one for the books, because it was just an amazing place to see and a place to be, and that place taught me a lot of self inflicting of our marriage as a power couple. We zip lined, we dirt biked in the mud, and I wanted to punch Edgar like 20 times because he was putting me in these uncomfortable places. Ooh. And I was like, why are you doing this to me? Like, I was so scared. I was so fearful. The biggest one that I told Edgar that I could not believe happened to me was the hiking.
Yep.
And these it felt like every day, and this wasn't explained to me, that we were going to be hiking, okay, and working out. So
if you're looking for a place, and I mean, there's different parts of Costa Rica, right, that have, we obviously went to the excursion. Did I say that? Excursion area, and it was crazy because I mean, I didn't know. I was, I'm thinking we're going to some type of beach and stuff. We ended up being in the rainforest, which is pretty cool. You see some weird animals. We saw a sloth, right? Yeah, we saw sloth. And again, this is something that we talked about for years. What's kind of one of those magical destinations. But again, it just goes to show, with hard work, and if you write it down, it tends to happen. And this one kind of just appeared on there, and it showed up, and we got it accomplished.
Which I wasn't. Awesome. I want to go back to the preparedness, though. I wasn't prepared for the torture that they did to me.
They did to me.
Climbing like 700 steps one way, coming down. Okay, I came down pretty okay. Going up was a hot mess.
Yep.
I had people I thought the ambulance was gonna come. I was like, oh my God. And these three are super athletic. My cousin, her husband, and my husband goes to CrossFit. They do all these lunges. Whoa. I do the Peloton bike. Like, my resistance is like 75, 80, 20, 30 minutes, sometimes 45 when I'm feeling really okay. This was like trainer shit. Like I could not even, my leg was just like so terrible. But what I said this story twice to Michelle, and I said to my daughter, is that I learned something in those hikes. And it was crazy because there was so many people passing me, right? And I felt like, how are these people passing me to go up these stairs, with no trouble? And I'm stuck on stair 15, right? How am I going to get up there to the 500th stair? It's impossible. It was impossible for me. And I felt like a loser. And I felt like, I'm never going to go back. I'm never going to get up there. And Edgar and Mike and the tour guide never left my side. They stayed behind me. And the reason why I got to the top of those freaking stairs, not once, but I did it a second and a third time after I should have learned my lesson the first time.
Oh, no.
That they never left my side. Their words of encouragement was, go, you can do it. We're here for you. We're not going anywhere. No, I will not wait for you at the top. I will wait right here with you.
Yep.
Take your time.
Dang, girl, preach. I love it.
No. That meant a lot to me.
No, I'm saying you're hitting that with me right now, and I don't think you've shared that with me, and that's pretty freaking awesome that you say that, because it happens in life, right? It happens in everything that we do. I mean, obviously here in our industry, we see it a lot where, people want to climb to the top, and you can. I mean, you can climb to the top, but it'll get there you'll feel lonely. But for those that, like Jackie's saying, that find themselves maybe struggling or finding a harder climb to get up there, it's, I think, more powerful, more impactful for you if you
Amen.
know that you have those leaders, you have those people. See how I just call myself a leader, but
You are a leader.
no. But I'm just saying, like, you have those people that are there with you and say, hey, you know what, we're gonna climb and we're gonna get to the top and we're gonna do it together. So wow,
I'm thankful for
good.
that. And I told Michelle this story. When I told her this story, I like literally started crying because I said, without that motivation and without those people pushing me, I don't know if I would have made it to the top, you know?
Yep.
And I sure as hell did not want to climb those stairs by myself. You know what I mean? And with snakes. There was freaking snakes. The tour guides were like, oh, look at that snake right there.
That's not a flower.
That's not a flower. It's venomous, so don't get too close because you're dead, you know? And I'm like, oh my God. So now that I'm getting to this, you know, my podcast always go a different way, is that,
Right.
you know, at the end of the day, I don't want to be at that mountain by myself.
And
I don't want to do it alone.
And I think that's a good segue transition to what we were talking about earlier. You know, what are we going to talk about on this podcast? And I think the biggest thing that we always put together is always a good message, because you find them when you converse and you talk about. And 2022 should be that exactly. Don't take on a whole year's worth of goals, guys, and try to knock it out in January, February. It's a marathon, right? It's not a race. It's a marathon. Know that you do have people out there that are rooting for you, that are wanting for you to succeed, that are wanting you to reach that next peak or that next place that you want to get to, and know that they want to be there with you. They want to be there with you to climb and knock it off the park. You know, there's just numerous times where people want to come in and, you know, like the famous cliche, run before they learn how to walk, you know. And it's funny to me sometimes. I'm like, whoa, where did that come from, right? But we see it all the time, and so stay with it. And I think the more that you were trying to say is, you know, even from our end, you know, we want to pick others up and know that we're here with them and continue to learn from one another, versus trying to be at the top thinking we know everything. That's
exactly. Like, we're not perfect. We learn on a daily basis. So, you know, when you're not learning, you're dying. When you're not growing, you're dying. So continue this year to open your heart, open your mind, and open it to the people that want to share.
Absolutely.
Okay. And it's very hard to find people that want to share. It's very hard to find people that want to see you succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that. It makes people almost, there's some people that are very angry because they see you succeeding, and you don't want to be around that. So if you see somebody wanting to share with you, wanting to grow with you, open your heart, open your mind, and join them, right?
Yeah.
And that's, you know, all together today. You know, we had a very good Zoom class today, and
awesome.
There was some awesome rockstar agents that showed up.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest thing in 2022. Show up. Absorb.
Me, guys.
Are you okay? You want some soda, honey? Yeah, we need water over here. Emergency. Edgar's coughing. So that's where I want to get with 2022 is be purposeful, right? Be purposeful on what you're trying to aim for. Be honest with yourself. And most importantly, what I learned in 2020, 2021 is stop comparing yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to another person's success or their goals that they've accomplished. You focus on yourself this year. What are things that are deeply inside your mind that's causing fear for you to act? Okay. Sometimes it just needs that push, right? I'm going to go back to the hiking trail that I was in. Sometimes you need that person to push you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Come on, Jackie. Come on. You can do it. We're right here behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it feels good to hear that.
And I think it feels great. And, you know, I'll even share, you know, another little great conversation I had today, actually, this morning at at 5 in the morning, 5 a.m. For those that made it to our great workout at 5 a.m., 5 a.m. crew. Anyway, it was a real good conversation that I had with, my trainer, Mike. Mike, thank you for hitting that out of the park. You made a very cool statement where you said, you know what, man, I just find myself sometimes that I need to involve myself with high level mindseted people that are wanting to grow with me, people that are wanting to help me and not try to gain some incentive or benefit from it. And then I said, you know what, man, that's awesome, Mike. And I go, and that is very true. And I took it a step further and I told him, I said, the other thing that I would really just relate, man, is that you're also very blessed that you have somebody that's there to check you. And I mean that in a good way, but to be able to tell you, to hold you accountable, but hold you also, they're not going to lie to you. I mean, it feels great when you have all these people telling you, yes, sir, yes. They want to tell you what you want to hear, and you're this unbelievable person and creator, whatever. And all that's good and dandy. But at the end of the day, that's not what you want. You want people that are going to actually challenge you. I always tell this to people. People think I'm funny, but Jackie calls me on my bullshit half the time. She's like, wait a minute, you're no. This bomb because this happened. This didn't go the way you wanted it to go because this happened. You created this. You did that. And in the beginning, I'm like, what? You're supposed to be on my team. And she is. That's how you grow. That's how you develop. That's how you continue to find different ways. So again,
it's open to constructive criticism, open to where people are going to challenge you and critique you in a good way.
In a good way.
Right. In a good way.
And if you're in a situation where you're needing that next step for the growth, hey, step out of the circle. I know we mentioned that before in other podcasts, but it still holds true. It's very real today, and it'll continue to be there tomorrow. Is find yourself someone that is not going to be your yes person, but is actually going to call you on your stuff and challenge you, or find different ways to tell you, hey, you know what? Maybe you should start doing things this way. And I guarantee you are open-minded and you listen to that. And I think it goes a lot further than just the good old-fashioned, no, I'm doing it my way. But I know I took it in a different way, but I think
that actually was really good. Is hold your this year, get yourself an accountability partner, somebody that's gonna check you, like Edgar said, when things aren't going right, and that can be in your relationship, that could be with somebody who's needing your advice in their thoughts, in what they should do as far as like their family, their business, their life in general. Always be an open ear to somebody, to raise your hand out to them and say, I'm here for you. How can I even just give you my advice on what you can do? And a lot of the times we always do this. We want to tell them what they want to hear, but it's okay to tell them what you think would help them in that situation. So get in 2022, hold yourself accountable along with an accountability partner to check your butt.
Boom. In 2022, it's real.
2022.
So, which leads me, and I know you kind of touched on it a little bit, but share, if you may. I mean,
I'll share.
I think we all want to do it differently, and I want to hear your version of it. And I mentioned it earlier in today's call, is being consistent. How do you remain consistent? And the other one is being intentional. What does that mean to you that you can share with the crowd here today on how you're planning on being consistent for 2022 and being purposeful and intentional with what you're trying to accomplish this year?
Okay. One of my favorite topics is, I have this right on my book, right on my desk right here, is your goal planner, right? This is your Bible for the year 2022, or it has been. If it's not written in here, it doesn't exist. If it's not written down, it doesn't exist. So how can we hold ourselves accountable and consistent when we don't even have a roadmap to what we're trying to conquer or complete for that week or for that quarter or for that year? And you don't have to fill this whole thing out all 12 months at one time. You can
Excuse me.
maybe do every 90 days on what you want to accomplish.
Mhm.
Again, keep in mind what Edgar said. This is not a race, right? What is it?
It's a marathon.
It's a marathon. So it's going to take a while. And the more times you F things up, the better it's going to be. You fail, you learn. You fail, you learn.
Fail forward.
You fail forward. You get down dirty, you fail, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up with it. But one thing that I do have to say is if you don't have it, is you get yourself a calendar and start planning your life on a weekly basis. And I mean business. I mean family. I mean marriage. I mean health. Vacation. Rest, relax on a weekend that you can maybe pick in your first quarter where you're just going to derail. So it's not because you see me on vacations all the time. Well, you do. But I reward myself with those, as Michelle says, because I go and try to hustle as much as I can. January, February, March, and then I rest. April, May, June, then I rest. July, August, September, then I rest. And you deserve that. You deserve it.
I'm not on that schedule, guys. I don't get that rest, so I don't know where that comes from. But no, I'm just playing. No, I think it's important, and that's why I asked it, because I think you hit it right off the park, and something that we can continue to say. And it's funny because we had this conversation at our goal planning event where you can hear certain messages over and over from your significant other, your team leader, partner, everything, and sometimes it just doesn't hit you the right way, and sometimes you just got to hear from somebody else, and that's okay. Again, it goes back to just being open-minded to understanding the same message that being delivered, but you're just hearing it in a different way. And once you get that, start putting those into play. One thing that we learned was, and it's great to, we always think big. We want to hit some magical numbers. I know we have those for this year already for our team here. We want to hit them, and that's the goal, and that's the ideal. But there's just so many different things. Jackie said, the marathon. There's going to be dips. There's going to be bumps. There's going to be all kinds of different things along that path. And you can't just fall and say, "Oh my God, I'm here, and now I'm not going to get to my goal." No. Let's find out what you need to do and catch up. But when you catch up, you're doing things that are going to be purposeful, have the right intent, and go kill it. Go kill it. Don't sit back and be like, excuse me. Don't just say, just because that didn't happen, I have to change my goal. You can change your goal for sure. Figure out whatever's going to work for you. But I'm just saying, don't beat yourself up for it. And continue to climb that way. And I'm glad you broke out the goal planner that you have. I know we all have one, and then we all just kind of put that together. And the one thing that I'm really excited for us personally here in our office in 2022 is that we're all holding each other that much more accountable, and everybody has given and granted each other that permission to, like, hey, you know what? Shit, Michelle called me on my shit sometimes. You know what I mean? She'll be like, "Hey, mister, you're not doing this." And I say, "Hey, you know what? You're absolutely 100% correct." And I'm glad that she feels that comfortable doing that. And it's just going to be that much more. So looking forward to that, and all our business partners that we have across the board. It's going to be the same thing. It's not that we don't want to be friends. It's not that we don't want to be this. It's just that we want to be able to create that atmosphere for our people, our audience, our clients that follow us here. And we do what we do for them, and our business planner needs to be also we're going to hold you accountable to bring that same mentality to it.
So 2022, I wanted to give you an insight on what we're doing differently, and we're not planning the year out. We're going to plan 30, 60, 90 days. So 90 days. We're going to take it 90 days at a time. I just feel like 12. Yeah, that's already, we do goals by the year, but how about we break it up so that we can conquer it a little bit more faster?
because that's where
or more reasonable.
and always measure it, guys. Always measure it. You know, this is my goal, and that's phenomenal. But how are you going to know how to get to that goal if you don't know where you're at? Right. So you got to know.
Measure.
You got to be able to measure it. Be able to find out exactly where you need to get to, and then figure out in between that same system and formula what I'm going to have to do to get there. Right. Because there's always, everybody can come up with any goal. Oh, I'm gonna, you know, in our industry, I'm gonna sell 200 homes. Okay, that's phenomenal. How? You know, you're not just gonna go and sell 20 homes in a month every single time just because you got off of bed. There's certain strategic steps that you got to do. So make sure you set those up and follow it. And like Jackie said, those are some of the different things that we're gonna do. We're gonna see that 90-day scope. We're gonna really dig in that so that we can measure it and be able to say, hey, you know what? In the second quarter, we're actually gonna be able to do this, you know, times 2 or whatever it is. And I think that's what's going to allow us to hit those enormous goals that we have. So I'm excited.
Good content, Edgar, sharing for everybody that's out there.
Marisa Rivera says, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Marisa. Thank you so much for always being supportive. You're rocking in your business. You're rocking in looking good, girl. So I ate some extra tamales this year, and it went in all kinds of places. As the older I get, oh my god!
You can never.
Yesenia.
Never be the smartest person in the room.
Never be the smartest person in the room. Oh, absolutely. If you are the smartest, you need to move to the next room. You need to sit at a different table, right? You never want to be the smartest one. And that's kind of crazy because I've been to places where they are the smartest, and what happens with the smartest person on the table? I don't even want to sit there, right? Sometimes some of them, they have an ego or a chip on their shoulder, but they needed to move to the next table. Yeah. So everybody needs to move on the table. Don't be complacent. Move, right? You got to move your body, move your mind, exercise it, grow. Right? What else? That's it? Mm-hmm. Guys, oh my gosh. I think we kind of went in all different directions, but we freelance. So, I mean, I just share my feelings. Edgar shares his feelings with you. We want to know that we want to be super valuable to you, super resourceful to you. We care about you, and we care about your business. Mm-hmm. We want you to excel in everything you do. We're cheering for you. Yeah. And I'm going to go back to it a little bit. 2021, or when COVID hit, to last year, things have significantly changed. So again, kudos to the agents that stuck in there and fought through it. I hope in 2022 we can kind of iron out a lot of the stuff that we learned, and knock it out of the park, being rock star agents, and be intentional this year, guys. Help others, reach a lending hand. We all need it because El Paso is a very, very special market around this world. Mm-hmm. It's a very beautiful community. We are known to be happy people, cheerful people. Yep. Although things change, all the time in years, but let's express that to one another. The humbleness, the caring, the leaning out, and the respectfulness of each other. But we have a great real estate community here in El Paso.
Let's be a part of it. Yep.
If you are my clients out there, or your clients to other agents, love your agents, hug your agents, thank your agents, because we did go through a shitload of things this COVID year.
I mean, it's funny you say that, but really, I mean, it was just because it's the relationship, right? The relationship that we've created with our great clients, and we put it a lot in our posts, and you see other realtors that put it in their posts, where these clients are not just clients, guys. They become really good friends and personal friends and
family.
And so sometimes, when it comes to it, yeah, we get emotional, right? Because of we can't fulfill what we're trying to accomplish for them, and we tell our group here, say, hey, you know what, let's dig a little deeper. Let's get a little bit more creative. What do we need to do? And at the end of the day, it all tends to work out. But yeah, no, Jack, great point there. I love our community here. Glad to be a part of it. I think we have a very special one. I think we saw some strides heading in the right direction of working together versus that weird little time or period where people were all getting too emotional and fighting with one another. And I think it's important for us just to continue to remember it's
over. It's over.
Yeah. But
it's over.
Like you said, leave it in the past.
Leave it in the past. Let's move forward, everybody. I want to wish everybody a continuous year. You're going to see us a lot more.
It's not a beer.
And keep on trucking and keep on going. And what else can I say? Give you much blessings to this year.
Yes.
I'd like to recap 90 days from now and see where we were at when we started this podcast. But we will be on weekly.
Episode 1.
Yeah, this is episode 1 of 2022. I think we're on number 43.
Yeah. So, our goal is to hit one every week for you guys. We want to continue to be extremely valuable. Bring you guys everything that for us is not always real estate. I love to talk about real estate. If you have any questions, please don't ever hesitate. We're always here to help you there. But more importantly, just about our community, in life in general. We'd like to bring you different topics. So guys, if you're seeing it live right now, in your comments, if you see it at a later time, put it on there on the comments on what you guys would like for us to be able to bring and discuss. We like to share anybody success on here as well. Again, we love El Paso. We're all El Paso, so we want to hear from you guys. That's very very important to us that we keep bringing you that valuable content. And I hope that you guys found even today's spiel, even though we were all over the place, but we definitely like to just keep it real with you guys.
All right, well guys, thank you so much for joining in. Much love to everybody, and we will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.